Hey everybody, today is January 28th, 2018, and I'd say it's been roughly a year now since Time Warner Cable got overhauled by Charter and is now Spectrum. And of course, Charter bought out Time Warner Cable back in 2016, but it wasn't until early last year, 2017, that Spectrum really took effect. The billing got changed over to Spectrum, the services got changed over to Spectrum, all that good stuff. And I've been thinking about doing this video for quite some time now. A video comparing how it was with Time Warner Cable versus how it is with Spectrum now. And whether I think, in this, my opinions on whether I prefer the old Time Warner Cable or the current Spectrum. Let's just say that they both have their pros and cons, but I'm thinking more they have more cons, really. Let's just go ahead and start out with this. This part of Time Warner Cable's area is formerly known as a TWC Max area. It's the Charlotte metropolitan area. Back in, I think it's 2015, we got upgraded internet speeds and upgraded TV service and all that good stuff. Our internet speeds went up to 300 megabits per second. And the thing about Time Warner Cable was you had a choice. If you didn't need really fast internet, you didn't have to buy it. Simply enough, you didn't have to buy it. With Spectrum, now they're saying, oh, internet speed starting at 200 megs per second. Let's just take a moment to listen back at this Time Warner Cable commercial from 2016. It's a 30-second commercial. Just go and have a listen.
That's me. Ah, yes! Can't stop it.
Oh, your mom liked my post.
You're friends with my mother?
Whoa. Another episode?
Definitely.
We all use it differently, so why should we get it all the same way? Call Time Warner Cable to get the internet speed you need.
Are you guys texting each other?
Whether it's 3 megs or 300 megs.
Yeah.
For the right price. From everyday low-price internet to 300 meg ultra-fast internet, we have you covered. Even with Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Get 50 meg internet for $39.99 per month. Call 1-844-519-3777. Time Warner Cable.
Okay, so as you heard, they offer you plenty of options from 3 megs to 300 megs. So if you didn't absolutely need lightning fast internet, you didn't have to subscribe to it. So this came to my attention pretty recently when I heard about some subscribers getting their bills hiked up tremendously. They were using the 50 meg service, and now they are forced to pay up for the 200 meg service. See, what I think's going on here is Spectrum is upgrading their services in this area. Supposedly they might be rolling out a 900 megabit per second service in this area. However, the approach they are taking at it is totally wrong. Totally wrong. When Time Warner Cable rolled out their TWC Max service back in 2015, let's say, for example, you were on the, I don't know, the 30 meg service. I think it's a 30 megabit per second service, or the 50. I can't remember for sure. So either way, you were on one plan. Let's say the 30 meg. And once the TWC Max service took effect, you got upgraded to the 200 meg per second plan. But your bill did not change. Your bill remained exactly the same. See, when Time Warner Cable rolled out the services, they upgraded the speeds, but the pricing stayed the same for the certain tiers. And they didn't get rid of all the lower end services like the everyday low price internet service. See, for those out there who may have been on a tight budget, or they just did not need a very fast internet connection, they could subscribe to the everyday low price internet service, which is $14.99 per month. And no, it was actually not an introductory offer. That was really the retail price of it, $15 a month. Whereas with Spectrum, now you guys subscribe to the big dog, to the 200 meg service. Now, at least in this area, before Spectrum took over, as I mentioned, 3 megs to 300 megs. You had a choice. Spectrum was like, okay, we're going to take out all these lower end options and say our internet speed is starting at 200 meg per second. Yeah, and if you may notice on their commercials, like their print commercials, you'll notice the starting is in bold and all caps. Yeah, starting. But that's great, Spectrum. But how about those who don't need such high speed internet? Let's say a mom and pop who only needs, I don't know, the everyday low price plan, or Joe who's only occasionally browses YouTube or whatever, and it would be fine with the 50 meg plan. You know, what about those subscribers? What about them? Think like this. Just for example, for many customers who have their own wireless routers, some who have their own modems. Matter of fact, from Time Warner Cable, many had their own modems because Time Warner Cable charged a modem lease fee, which Spectrum doesn't. That's nice to know, but you know, that's a side point. But a lot of people may have older wireless routers and maybe older modems that don't support 200 meg per second internet speeds. So for those customers, they have no choice to, you know, if they want to even take advantage of the higher speed that they didn't really need or want, they'd have to go to Best Buy or Walmart or wherever and pick up a faster router. And here's the thing. As far as routers go, it seems like with wireless routers, the technology of gigabit switches has been taking a while to actually catch on. You can go to Walmart right now and imagine you'll find quite a few wireless routers that offer wireless in and maybe even wireless AC, but only have a 10100 fast Ethernet switch built in. So if you have hardware computers on your network that may have gigabit LAN built into them, they still won't be able to even utilize the full 200 meg internet service. So customers who don't need this higher end service, it's being forced on them, when otherwise wouldn't need to replace that wireless router that was working fine for them. Oh, now they'll need to replace it in order to take advantage of the faster internet, which, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yes, in the TWC Max areas like Charlotte, for example, Spectrum is saying we're taking away your options. You're not going to have low end. You're not going to subscribe to I guess what they call subpar internet service. You're going to subscribe to the big dog, the 200 meg internet service for $65 a month. Really? I mean, now personally, I subscribe to 200 by 20, and yeah, it's $64.99 per month, which for 200 megs internet is not a bad price, at least in this area. It's not a bad price, but for somebody who doesn't need it, it's unnecessary. When they were paying $25, $35 a month for their internet? Why, Spectrum? Why? Why are you forcing people to subscribe to higher end plans that they may not need? Yeah, that's great that you offer internet speed starting at 200 meg per second. But what about the average Joe who doesn't need that fast internet? They don't absolutely have to have blazing fast internet. Okay, internet issues aside, that's one thing at Spectrum I don't like. Another thing is the billing department. See, when Time Warner Cable was around, they offered, of course, introductory prices to new customers. However, for existing customers, with negotiating, you could still get those introductory prices. And when your 12-month low price runs out, you could always call back and negotiate for a new plan. And matter of fact, Time Warner Cable would always send out little placards in the mail reminding you, say, hey, we're glad to have you as a customer. However, we will inform you that your introductory price will run out on this date. Feel free to call Time Warner Cable to speak with a representative about what new plans may be available to you. See, Time Warner Cable was willing to work with you on your bill. You didn't have you weren't absolutely forced to have to pay full retail price. They will do essentially whatever it takes to keep you as a valued customer. And I tell you, I have negotiated with Time Warner Cable so many times on the bill, and I've managed to keep the bill low with them. When I was at my parents' place, I was paying a Time Warner bill for at least a year, and it was TV and internet. And I managed to negotiate, keep the price down, and I was pretty successful at it. Now, of course, I have to be honest with you. You know, when I say I'd rather go back to Time Warner Cable, that's really saying something, considering how bad a track record they have over the past few years. But I'd say Time Warner Cable has actually gotten better. Right before the Charter buyout, I'd say Time Warner Cable is probably at their peak as far as, especially in this area with the TWC Max plan. They were getting very competitive with their internet speeds and also even their home phone packages. Now, of course, I'm a Magijack user, so I'd have no use for Spectrum Voice or Time Warner Cable home phone or none of that crap. But for somebody who makes calls around the globe to different companies like China and whatnot, right before Charter bought out Time Warner Cable, subscribers to TWC Phone had a pretty competitive package as far as worldwide calling goes. That would be a reason to subscribe to it. However, I believe when Spectrum took over, it went back to nationwide calling. So U.S., Mexico, Puerto Rico, and I think a couple other countries. I think Canada may be included as well. As a comparison with MagiJack, it's nationwide calling to the U.S. along with Canada, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. Now, of course, I see no reason to subscribe to Spectrum Voice, considering I think the retail price of that service is like $25 a month, considering I don't have to pay a phone bill from MagiJack until 2020. I paid my last bill back in 2015. It was $99.75. Yeah, 5 years of service for $100 from MagiJack Plus. So you can't beat that. But I mean, it's crazy to see how Spectrum even gutted some options from home phone users. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, coming back to the billing situation. So yeah, Time Warner Cable, they pretty much always would send you a reminder in the mail saying, hey, your service is about to go up. Please give us a call to negotiate a lower price plan. Spectrum, they just increase the bill, don't even tell you. The only way you know your bill's going up is when you open up the envelope and say, oh crap, my bill's going up. Yeah. As a matter of fact, and now back to the internet situation, at least from what I've heard, some internet subscribers that were previously subscribed to the lower end service, I think they were upgraded without notice. They just got a bill in the mail saying, okay, your service is now $65 a month or $55 a month, something like that. So they got Spectrum. They don't tell you things. They just surprise you in the mail with your bill. Yeah. So Time Warner Cable didn't used to be nearly that bad. And also Spectrum. Let's not forget Spectrum just tends to think very, very highly of their service. They're thinking, okay, your existing customer, we're sorry, we're not going to give you that lower price service because this price here is still reasonable. Whereas Time Warner Cable would be very negotiable. Spectrum, not so much from what I've heard anyway. I haven't really bothered to try to call them about my internet bill being $65 a month because I mean I think it's an okay price, but with Time Warner Cable, you could always call and negotiate and threaten to cancel, and they'd really be want to negotiate with you then. But yeah, so that aside, I guess the good things to know about Spectrum is the internet plans are still not capped. They're going to be that way for at least 7 years due to the agreement set forth in the merger between Charter and Time Warner Cable, or Charter buying out Time Warner Cable. So the internet speeds, the internet data plan is still unlimited. And also, there's no contracts required to get service, so if you want to cancel, you can cancel at any time, unlike good old AT&T, which sucks dearly, I think. Yeah, they require contracts for their services, and yeah, at least in this area, depending on where you're at, like, for example, in this neighborhood, the best you're going to get from AT&T is good old 6 megabits per second DSL, which my neighbor down the street is getting not even that. His internet is so freaking unreliable that to download a printer driver that was about 100 megabytes in size would have taken about 5 hours, whereas over here it would take about a couple minutes. So AT&T, don't even think about them as an alternative option unless you're in an area that has AT&T gigabit speeds. But as far as Spectrum and Time Warner Cable go, I much prefer Time Warner Cable over Spectrum any day, any freaking day. So Spectrum, you need to get your act together because you are ruining the experience that we used to have with Time Warner Cable here. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video from Q Computer Channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to Q Computer Channel for more updates, and remember to tick the bell so that we actually get notified of these updates. Did you know that I am also on a second channel that's CubeComp MTDX? Over there you'll find videos of bicycling, weather, elevators, and all sorts of other neat and interesting stuff. Feel free to subscribe to that channel as well. And again, I thank you for your support, and thanks for watching this video.